What is going on, number ones? Nero again, here for you, some Call of Duty Ghosts playing some Domination, this time on the map Warhawk. And you guys may remember, those of you guys have been following my channel pretty consistently, maybe a month ago or so, I said, I got this 70-something kill gameplay, I'll share it in the future, I just don't have time for it, I don't know what to do with it right now. And it's been like over a month, you can tell because this gameplay was pre-Christmas, because I'm using the festive camo. This gameplay is like well over a month old, and it's just been sitting on my computer. It's a 70 kill domination using the Remington R5, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. This is actually not the gameplay I wanted to use for this week's Dear Nero. Last night I was playing some Battlefield 4. I wanted to get some gameplay for the Battlefield for Dummies, the Engineer class breakdown video, and I got this amazing game playing with some subscribers of mine. And it was like such a good game. Like, we got so many kills and so many points, and we blew up so much stuff, and it was so much fun. But I didn't save it properly. I did get a screenshot of it, but it got deleted. So yeah, that would have been a really cool gameplay to post. But either way, we have this 70 kill domination match here on Call of Duty Ghost. And welcome to this week's episode of Dear Nero, which is a weekly series here on my channel where you guys send me in fan mail and or fan questions. And if it's a good question, an entertaining question, I do my best to go ahead and answer it. So we're going to hop into this with the first question. He's going to write, Dear Nero, my question to you is, what features do you think that Infinity Ward has brought to us with Call of Duty Ghost that you think the Treyarch should apply in their next game? Corey from West Virginia. So, Call of Duty Ghost, like, I read this question, actually sat there and thought about it, because, I sit there and, when I make these questions, or when I write down these questions, I try and think of an answer to them, right? And I'm like, well, what did they bring into the game? I can't think of anything that's actually different in Call of Duty Ghost than like other Call of Duty games, except for field orders and some form of Levelution, right? I think in the next Treyarch game or the next Call of Duty, whoever should make it, they should actually bring in more kinds of Levelution, but make it actual Levelution. Alright, actual stuff that actually happens. Not a log that falls over on Prison Break. Not a ladder that falls down on Freight. None of that. I want actual Levelution. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4. On the map Parasol Storm, it's a bunch of islands out in the ocean. It starts off, right, it starts off like a nice, tropical weather, nice seasonal weather. And halfway through the match, a freaking boat comes crashing into the island, and a freaking hurricane goes on, and a giant storm comes in, and it shakes your whole screen, and there's wind, and there's rain, and that's nuts stuff. I'm playing Battlefield 4, and I think it's Siege of Shanghai or something like that. I think it's that map. The sea flag, I think it's the sea flag in Conquest. It's on top of a skyscraper. So I'm up there defending it and such, and then the freaking skyscraper falls over. And that's insane stuff. And then you go to Call of Duty, and it's like, oh, on Prison Break you can knock down that tree so you can walk across the river. Or on Prison Break, that those logs, they fall over. It's not Levelution. That's not an interactive map. Now, Battlefield 4, that's some interactive stuff. And I understand Call of Duty is a lot different in Battlefield 4 in that you kind of want the maps to play the same every time you play on it. You want kind of a consistent experience. Well, my idea is make it all weather-based. Maybe give it so there's a morning, an afternoon, and a nighttime variation of every single map in that game. And when you load up the game, it's going to be either like early morning, like sunrise, like full-on bright noon, or nighttime on that map. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe a random weather generator. How cool would that be? So let's say we're playing here on Warhawk. Let's say we spawn in and it's nighttime and it's snowing. Or it is daytime and it's raining, or it's like early morning sunrise and I don't know, it's normal weather, something like that. Maybe make Call of Duty a bit more interesting in that regard. I actually made a video, long-time subscribers may remember this video. You have to be a hardcore fan to remember this video because, I've made a lot of videos here on YouTube, and most of them don't like blow up, but a lot of them do. This video got maybe 3,000 or 4,000 views, which is like a typical video that didn't continue to gain any views afterwards. And I made this video back in Modern Warfare 3. I'm like, this is what we need in the next Call of Duty. And then back then we were talking about going into Black Ops 2. Like, this is what we need. We need random weather. We need random times of day. in the maps. That's what we want. But I feel like I really went on way too long with that answer. But yeah, that's what I would want in the next Call of Duty. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, since you're playing a lot of Battlefield 4, I would like to know what is your favorite map as well as your favorite class and what is your favorite gun. Sincerely, Gigs. So this is Gigerous, a friend of mine. So my favorite gun would probably be the M416. My favorite class is the assault package. I like the assault the most. Although, I was playing some Conquest Large, which has vehicles and stuff in it last night with the engineer kit, and I was taking out helicopters with an RPG, and that may sound like, some people may be like, well, whatever, that's what they're there for. They're there to take out helicopters. No, there's like Stinger missiles and stuff, like lock-on launchers to take out helicopters. I'm taking these things out with non-lock-on launchers. It was epic. It was really fun. So Engineer's fun, but I think Assault overall is still my favorite. And what is my favorite map in Battlefield 4? It would probably be Parasol Storm's a good one. It's definitely a damn good one. Dawnbreaker's a fun one as well. I really can't pick, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be Parasol Storm. Because there's nothing like having a freaking hurricane come in mid-match and the intensity that ensues from that. So that's pretty cool. But I did also, it should be noted, I got the Season Pass or whatever they call it, Battlefield Premium. And that gives you the First Strike DLC, or the Second Assault DLC. And so they brought back some Battlefield 3 maps and Caspian Border and Operation Metro. Like, I think Operation Metro is just such a fun map to play. That's a good one. Caspian Border is cool as well, because what they did when they reimagined the map, they made it during like autumn time, and the leaves are so pretty, and it's great. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I play Call of Duty Ghost a lot, and the one thing I hate about it is that the amount of panic knifing that is in it. I was wondering, do you think they should make it so knifing is like in Black Ops 2, or maybe they should make a counter knife even like in other games? Keep up the great work, Dylan from Canada. So Dylan, the only game everything's Battlefield tonight. Well, what can I say? It's a game I'm playing a lot lately. In Battlefield 4, knifing is right. Alright, so if you go behind somebody and you want to knife them, like, in Call of Duty Ghosts, they actually add like a longer animation for knifing people. That kind of derived from Battlefield. In Battlefield 3, like, and same goes for 4, when you knife somebody from behind, like, you grab them by their shoulder, pull them so they're facing you, and then you put the knife in them. And if you try and knife somebody while they're face to face with you, I think it takes 2 or 3 knives for it to actually kill. Like, there is no panic knifing in that game. But I think in Battlefield 4 now, if they try and run up and like knife you from in front, they actually die if you're any kind of quick on your reflexes, because all you gotta do is press B to counter it, and then you take their knife and you jam it into them. It's kind of a cool thing. One thing I always hate about Call of Duty, it's like, I hate panic knifing, and they never take it out. They never do. It's always a part of the game. You're always going to get panic knifed. And it's like, this is a first-person shooter, not a first-person mesh down on my controller and get a free kill. I hate panic knifing, and I hope that they make it kind of like Battlefield, and that, maybe you have like this epic knife fight or whatever like that in Battlefield 4, but I don't like people being able to panic knife me from the front. Now, if someone knifes me in the back, I deserve it. But knifing me from the front, nah, annoying. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, will you continue these longer Dear Nero episodes? I've been listening to them while I play Call of Duty, and I love them. And if not, have you ever considered doing some sort of a podcast? Christopher from Denmark. So Christopher, the long Dear Nero episodes, like one was, what was it? It was 40 minutes, and there's another one that was like 30 or so. Like, I've done a couple long ones in a row. I think 3 weeks in a row now. It really just depends on the questions that are sent to me. That's really it. Like this week, there wasn't a ton of actual good questions. A lot of them were like, how do I start my YouTube channel? Or what do you think about this? And it's something that I have no opinion on. Like, one person asked what I thought about water cooling in PCs. I know nothing about PCs. I don't know how to answer that question. Things like that. So this week, we didn't get a ton of great questions, so it's going to be a bit shorter. But have I ever considered doing a podcast? I don't know, podcasts, I don't see why not. Podcasts are fun, but I don't think I'd want to take on the added responsibility of doing the podcast myself. I'd rather go on someone else's podcast or something. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, lately there's been a lot of talk about Sledgehammer Games joining in with the Call of Duty team and making their own game. What do you think of this? Do you want them to stay between their yearly switch between Treyarch and Infinity Ward? Also, do you think Treyarch should make a separate Call of Duty Zombies game? I think that's a great idea. Sorry for the long question, but I hope this ends up on Dear Nero. Trevor from Florida. So Trevor, I remember it was actually the gameplay was on this map. I made a video, Black Ops 3 versus Modern Warfare 4. There's lots of talk that possibly Sledgehammer might be making the next Call of Duty game rather than Treyarch, and the only evidence of this is James C. Burns, who is the guy that voiced Sergeant Frank Woods from the Black Ops series. He retweeted a thing of somebody saying, "Oh no, only 2 years until more zombies and more Frank Woods," and he retweeted it or something like that. And that's why everyone's like, "Wait, is he confirming it that there's no Treyarch's not going to be making the next Call of Duty?" They haven't said anything like that. And as we get further on into the year, we're going to start seeing trailers for next Call of Duty. It's going to come out. But to be perfectly honest, Treyarch, they make great zombies. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people like Treyarch games. But at the exact same time, I like their multiplayer better than Infinity Ward's. I definitely like their multiplayer more than Sledgehammer's, okay? Treyarch, to me, is a superior developer. And if they don't make the next Call of Duty, oh, expect a lot of Battlefield on my channel, because if Modern Warfare 3 is any indication, I would not like a Sledgehammer Call of Duty game. I really don't think I would. So that would be bad. That would be bad to me if Sledgehammer made the next Call of Duty, because they made basically Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, which myself, as well as a ton of other YouTubers, are like, this is awful. This is not even Call of Duty. This is just terrible. And that's what it was. Call of Duty Ghost is better. It's not Sledgehammer. It's actually Infinity Ward, or what's left of Infinity Ward. So it's definitely better than Modern Warfare 3, but in my opinion, it's still not as good as a Treyarch game. So those are my thoughts on Treyarch versus Infinity Ward. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I have been subscribed to you for about a year or so. What video that have you done from the past do you think would be your favorite video? Doesn't have to be on Dear Nero. A simple response would be great. Dalen from Massachusetts. So my favorite video. So this is tough because, well, I really like that Battlefield 4 Assault for Dummies video I made yesterday. I thought that was one of the better commentaries I've ever done. Like, after going through it, like, it was really well spoken, it was really well put together, and I spent a lot of time on it, and I think people liked it. I mean, judging from the comments and the likes and stuff, everyone's like, wow, that's really nice. Thank you for putting that video together. I really like putting that one together, but would that be my favorite from all time? I think my favorite of all time, like, there's a couple I really like, so they're random too. I really like Nero Nukem Volume 3, where I go on like a 36 kill streak with the Remington 870 on Black Ops 2. I really like the Can You Dig It Black Ops 2 montage. I don't know why. Something about that one in particular, just I really like it. Those are that, or maybe my COD 4 montage Simplicity. One of those three. And they're mainly montages, but those are my favorite videos I think that I've made in my time here on YouTube. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, speaking of time on YouTube, by the way, I've noticed that everyone has been asking for your 1000th video on NerosCinema. My question is, how many videos have you actually posted on YouTube in total over your career? I'm talking in depth. If possible, to include NerosCinema, Nero's Let's Plays, of course, Newfound Glory, Veteranship, and all your old channels. Marcus from England. So Marcus, so 3 of my old channels are deleted. They're not there anymore. Newfound Glory, I'd estimate about 400 videos were there. My first channel is probably, maybe 100 videos. I think I had these 2 old channels. I think there's probably 100 videos between the 2 of those, plus 400 on Newfound Glory, plus probably another 100 on my Team SB channel, plus another 400 or so on Nero's Let's Plays, plus just about 1,000. And by the way, some people, let me know in the comments, some people are saying I'm already at 1,000 videos. When I look, like, on my screen, if I look at my thing, it says I'm only like 990 something. I'm not actually at 1,000 yet. Is it saying I'm at 1,000 for some people? Let me know. But let's see, so 1,000 here, 400 Nero's Let's Plays, 100 from Veteranships, that's 1,500, 400 more, probably roughly 2,000 or so videos I've done here on YouTube. And that's my thing, man. A lot of people send me messages like, you're lucky you've grown as much as you have, or I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, how I do it, I'm making videos, but people just aren't subscribing. One guy sent me that message. He made 30 videos over the course of 4 months. I'm like, man, I made 60 videos 1 month. What are you talking about? In 1 month? I made 2,000 videos in my time here on YouTube. And if you legitimately want to do YouTube, and you have to have the passion and the drive for it, and you can't just fake that. You can't just, I'm just gonna make 2,000 YouTube videos and not really enjoy YouTube. It doesn't work like that. You gotta legitimately enjoy what you like. You legitimately enjoy what you're doing, here on YouTube, and I do. And that's why I've made maybe 2,000 or so videos, which is, of course, a ton. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, have you ever thought about joining the Army? I'm joining the Marines. I want to hear your opinion on what's going on overseas. Love your videos, man. Been subscribed for a long time. Kevin that might be his last name. I'm not going to say it. Kevin. Okay. And I can't pronounce his last name, so I kind of say myself there. So, I've ever thought about joining the Army? No. No, I haven't. And what I think about people on, or what's going on overseas, I don't know. I don't watch the news. The reason I don't watch the news is, if you noticed, there's never any good news. It's always bad news. It's always this horrible stuff. And whenever it is like good news or something, it's always something that's still depressing. Like, this handicapped child, gets to go to the park or something from some foundation. It's like, well, it's nice, but I don't want to see the handicapped child. Or, hey, look at this, poor malnourished cat that we rescued. It's like, oh, the poor kitty. The news, it's horrible. So I have no idea what's going on overseas. No idea. Don't pay attention to it. When I think about joining the Army, I have the most respect in the world for people that actually join the military. The reason, of course, I play all these war games and stuff. You'd think maybe I'd have an interest in joining the military. I don't have an interest in the possibility of dying. I don't have an interest in going to boot camp, where apparently they just kind of kick your ass for a couple weeks, and it's a lot of work, and you're a better man than me if you join the military. I'll say that. So good luck to you, Kevin. Good luck to you. There's a lot of people I've met in my time that are just it's a big deal for them to be able to join the military, and maybe you're one of those people. So congratulations to you. Next and final question, he writes, Dear Nero, I am a recent subscriber for about 6 months or so, and I've been enjoying your content. I wanted to ask you, is there a big difference between Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 as compared to the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3? I've been holding off on buying a new console, though I think I'm going to be getting a PS4, and I currently have a PlayStation 3. Your opinion would be greatly appreciated, and keep up the great work. Josh J. from Shingle Springs, California. So Josh, the differences, well, I don't own a PlayStation, so keep that in mind, but the differences between the Xbox 360 Call of Duty Ghost and the Xbox One Call of Duty Ghost is, one, there's ground war. Ground war. Two, more people are playing in Infected, because Infected has more people in it now. And three, prettier graphics. Other than that, absolutely no difference. And we knew what we were getting into, right? We knew when you buy a new console, you're basically paying for better graphics, and the graphics are very much so better. And the game, maybe it feels slightly smoother, but that's probably a placebo. The game feels fine, but it's still essentially the same damn thing, because it's just better graphics. That's really what it is. When you buy a new console, you're not buying it for some game-changing thing, especially if you mainly play Call of Duty. You're buying a new console because the graphics are going to look a little bit better. And hopefully, in the coming years, they stop making games or they stop making it with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 in mind, and they start focusing on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the PC, where they can take Call of Duty and evolve it into something even better. Maybe what I talked about earlier in the video, where there's a random weather generator and a random time of the day generator on every map. How cool would that be? That'd be the greatest idea ever. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you did, please remember to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And if you guys like to send in your guys' questions for next week's episode of Dear Nero, simply send me a personal message here on YouTube. Make the title of the message Dear Nero. If it's a good question, an entertaining question, and above all, a question I've not yet answered before, I'll be sure to go ahead and look at that. So hope you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 gram rocks, that's how I roll.